Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Going live tonight, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let me get everything all set up. Let me get everything all started out for another interesting conversation tonight, guys. If you're new here, you know what to do here, guys. Smash a like on the video as soon as you get in. Subscribe if you haven't, and join the conversation. Alright, guys. Let me get all connected, guys. I want to make sure that everything is working before we start the conversation. Awesome. Yeah, so thank you guys for being here tonight, guys. We're going to be doing just a short conversation. We're going to be going live. Obviously, we're live. We're going to be talking about studying in Canada. Are you too old to study in Canada? This is a topic, this is a conversation, this is a question that a lot of persons are always asking. What is the age limit? Is there an age limit? Are you too young? Are you too old to study in Canada? That's what we're going to be talking about. If you're new here, guys, quick introduction. My name is Dems. I'm a Jamaican who migrated to Canada back in 2019 as an international student. I came to this beautiful country with my family. My wife came as a temporary foreign worker and myself came as an international student. So I know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So, of course, I'm not an immigration consultant, lawyer, affiliate, none of the above. But what I am is somebody who have gone through the process, right? So if this conversation is interesting to you, stick around, participate, and make yourself known, all right? Big up everybody who is here so far. I see Susie. Thank you, Susie. Good night, DiAndersons family. I see Romania. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Wagwan and Susie Items. Hi guys, thank you so much for being here. And please smash a like on the video, even if you're only here for a couple of minutes. Now, let me just say this, guys. Studying in Canada is still regarded as one of the best way of migrating to Canada. There is a lot of information overload sometimes. And a lot of times persons who want to study in Canada, they just don't know where to go to get the right information. Now, what I would always suggest is that you guys use the IRCC's website as best as possible, because that is the place that's the source, right? Everybody else who's doing content, especially on YouTube, all over, all they're doing is just dissecting it and giving it from their perspective. So if you want to get that information straight from the RC's mouth, you want to definitely go and check out the IRCC's website. With that being said, every province is different and everybody's journey is different. What might work for somebody might not work for you, and what might work for you might not work for somebody. All right, so we could just start with that disclaimer. Big thank you to all the persons who have been liking the live, persons who are new to the channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. And all the persons who are going to be joining the channel afterwards, especially after seeing this video. Welcome, 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 welcome. Is there an age limit to the persons who can study in Canada? No. And this is based on experience. Now, I've seen quite a few persons who have been successful with their study permit application, and these persons have been in their 50s, and one person was even in their 60s. Yes, guys. I know a 60-year-old who got approved for their study permit. And I know quite a few 40s, late 40s, and quite a few 50s. So if it is that you are wondering if you're in your late 30s or early 40s, if it's possible for you to apply for a study permit, the answer is a resounding yes. And we're going to be talking about it just a little bit more, so just to put things into context, right? Now, most of the audience here, of course, you guys are from the Caribbean, and we have persons from all around the world, but a vast majority of persons who are on the channel is from the Caribbean. And in the Caribbean, we are made to feel a lot older than we really are. So persons who are in their mid-30s especially feel like they're getting old, and they feel like this opportunity might be an opportunity that is beyond them, in terms of they have aged out of it. But to be honest, guys, no, you have not aged out of it. In the past, what used to happen was, when you come to Canada as an international student, you would have to then finish school and then apply for express entry, and then your age would give you a specific amount of points. And then that is what a lot of persons would use to become permanent resident of Canada. But the truth of the matter is there's so many different ways that you can now become a permanent resident of Canada after completing school that the point system is even irrelevant. What is most important right now is your experience in Canada, studying and working in Canada. That's all you need to become a permanent resident in most provinces now. So back in the day when your age was a significant factor in determining the amount of points you get to become a permanent resident, the truth and in fact, that's not even important anymore because there's so many different pathways, provincial nomination pathways that is designed specifically for persons who study in Canada. So don't let your age be a deterrent. So Susie says, talk truth them. Shanna K. Garden says, good night, everyone. Colin says, Newfoundland in the house for a second. It's after 11 p.m. past my bedtime long. Well, thank you so much for being here, Colin. It's been a while. It's been a while we haven't touched base, but we definitely need to touch base one of these days. And yes, guys, I know that we haven't been going live on Sundays as we used to, and I want to apologize for that. But there are some life issues that was going on that needed to be sorted out before I can actually go back live every Sunday. But now that's going to be going back up and running. So if you're here for that, you want to stick around for that because that is also coming back. And thank you for your patience as we, sort out all of that stuff. And then we can come back full force. We still have a couple more provinces to go. I have not forgotten. And we're going to be getting through it. All right, guys? Of course, we're here. It's a conversation. If you're here and you're thinking of studying in Canada, as in you're a part of the live right now, or you are recently been approved to come to Canada, you have any questions that you want to ask, use this as an opportunity as well to throw those questions right in the comment box, right? Smash a like as well, guys. Smash a like and subscribe. We don't know the thing. Link up them, no worries. 2:40 a.m. here. Where is that, Lanry? Is it Karunwi? Where is that? Where in the world are you? Where in the world are you, my friend? Cause 2:40 a.m. It's now 7:40 p.m. 7:42 p.m. in Alberta, Canada. It's now 7:42 p.m. So you are quite a couple hours ahead. Where in the world are you? I know Colleen is over Nigeria. Big up all the Nigerians in the house. It's already Tuesday morning where you are at. Man, your weekend will come a lot sooner than our weekend, so I'm a little bit jealous. I know Colleen is in Newfoundland. I know quite a few persons are in Jamaica. Enough respect to all you guys who decided to just click on this video and stick it out. I understand. Yes, so back to the topic. As I was mentioning, because there's so many provincial nomination program right now, the age factor is not a significant deterrent, right? And furthermore, in Canada, age is not really a big deal. So you can be in your 40s, you can even be in your 50s, and you're still relatively not old. But in the Caribbean especially, you are meant to feel older than you really are. So I can understand the hesitancy, but this video is really meant to just let people know that, listen, if it is that you want to study in Canada, even if you are in your 40s, even if you're in your 50s, you can definitely still apply for your study permit. However, you have to make your application make sense. You have to show how the program that you're studying, how it's going to benefit you. What value is there in doing this program, right? You want to make sure that all those T's are crossed and all your I's are dotted. Big up Barbados. Big up Barbados in the house every single time. Ashley Padmore, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. And why the Jamaicans not dropping them flag? Why are they not dropping on the flag? Barbados in the house, Nigeria in the house, Canada in the house. Where else is in the house? Drop it and let me know. Right? Now, to share a couple personal experiences with you guys. I know a person who was 60 years old. Yeah, man, keep the flag dropping. Keep the flag dropping. Keep the flag dropping. I know one particular person who is 60 years old who recently got approved for a study permit to study in Canada. Now, this person has not been to college in their entire life. Right? This person wasn't somebody who has been to college, did their bachelor's, and are now looking to do their master's. This person got approved to do a 1-year certificate program in human resource management. 1-year certificate program. The only qualification this person had underneath their belt was an high school graduation certificate. Now, The intricacy with this person's application was the fact that this person was working in HR for the past 5 years. And because they were working in HR for the past 5 years, they were able to establish a genuine reason for doing this 1-year certificate. And because they're approaching retirement, a 1-year program is perfect, because what they wanted to do was to just work for a couple more years and then started their own HR consultancy business based on the explanation, right? So you see how that makes sense. So in other words, as long as it makes sense, age is just a number, 100%. Big up the Yardies in the house. Big up the Jamaicans in the house. I know it's now almost 9 o'clock. It's almost 9 o'clock now in Jamaica. I'm not sure what time it is in Barbados. Is that, oh yeah, you see it? The Nigerian flag coming out. The Nigerian flag is definitely coming out. Definitely coming out. Throughout all the negative videos people are making regarding migrating to Canada, do you think it would be wise for someone 2023, 2024 to move there? That's a very good question, and I'm happy you asked that question, because it gives me an opportunity to share this part. And I hope you guys clip this part and share it around so that other persons can listen and learn as well. Now, what I would like to say about that is there's no perfect society, and every society has its flaws and every society has its challenges. However, choosing where to go in Canada can determine your success level. Now, for me personally, I would not change this decision for anything. Moving to Canada was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, and I strongly believe that if you are looking to secure a future for yourself and looking to secure a future for your family, moving to Canada is a viable option. Canada is now regarded as the #1 country in the world to move to raise a family, and there's a reason for that. It simply means that based on the Forbes list, there's not many other countries, if any, in the world that is better than Canada for quality of life, safety, and opportunity to grow. Now what happened is a lot of persons are used to Canada being perfect, quote unquote, and then as soon as things not become perfect, then persons are starting to complain because they're starting to feel the pinch. Now things are definitely a lot different, especially from when I came, but the opportunities are still here. Now come with the right mindset, proper planning, proper preparation, and you can definitely succeed. So if it's even 2035 you're deciding to move, it still makes sense. I know it's a long answer, but it's my answer. Okay, going on. So Natasha says, good night, Dems. I have a master's degree in education. What course I can apply for at Grand Prairie Regional College? Not yet ready for a PhD. Alberta has always been my first choice. Jamaica. That's also a very good question, and this is just from my opinion. A lot of persons are, let's face it, most persons who migrate don't really want to go back to school. Persons who come to Canada as international students don't really want to go to school. I know I didn't want to go to school. The goal is really just to become PR at the end of the day. So in truth and in fact, you want to do the cheapest, quickest, most convenient program possible. Now you do have post-graduation programs. Now if you already have a master's, a post-grad program is definitely what you're gonna have to do. Now, notwithstanding that, choosing a program doesn't necessarily have to be something that you have done before, in terms of if your master's is in business administration, for example, or management of business, or whatever it's called. I don't have a master's. And you want to specialize and focus on something specific, this is an opportunity for you to change, right? So you can probably do something that is totally different, and it can even be a diploma. It can be even a certificate or a postgrad certificate. As long as you're able to establish a real reason why you want to do this program, you should be fine, right? And of course, that's just my opinion. Jamaica in the house. Jamaica in the house is 9:44 here. Chair says, I'm not deterred by the negative videos. Just want to hear your thoughts on moving there with all the turmoil, especially towards international students. There is definitely a lot of noise surrounding international students in Canada. The truth of the matter is there's a housing crisis in Canada. Canada has taken in a lot of international students. I think the last figure that I heard was over 900,000 international students between last year and this year alone. So that's 1 million international students right now in the country, and there's not been 1 million homes that's built. So with that being said, the government is saying that, listen, in order to kind of slow down the impact of the housing crisis, they're going to put a cap, or they're thinking of putting a cap on the amount of international students that come into the country, which inadvertently allows for more development, for more housing, so that they can better integrate international students into society. And I kind of agree with that. But on the other hand, international students are main economic drivers for Canada's economy, because we all know international students pay up to 4 or 5 times more than what domestic students pay, and that is a main economic drivers for a lot of these colleges. However, thinking about the welfare of some of these students, some students, depending on where they are in Canada, are sharing 1 bedroom with 3 persons and stuff like that. So that is not really convenient. You don't want to leave your country and come into a situation where you're like, you know, uncomfortable. So that's why the government is really doing that. So I can see value in it, but at the end of the day, I mean, what is the cap gonna be like? Is it gonna be a low number? Is it gonna be a high number? There's so many factors that surrounding it. All of that conversation. Where am I? Guys, keep the questions coming. I love it. I love it. And of course, if you're here and you haven't smashed a like on the live as yet, what are you waiting on? Take a second, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. Hit that share button as well, so that other persons can see that we're live. It really, really helps out the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And there's a join button for some of you guys. If you see it, you can join it and become a member of the Andersons. Okay. Now, Natasha says, excellent answers. Positive mindset is key. Facts. Items. What advice would you give an individual that would want to study in Canada, but he has never finished high school and only has the experience in his trade, no certificate? That's going to be tough, Susie. I'm going to be honest, because here's the thing. You have to get admitted to a program, and most program in Canada has a prerequisite. Well, not just in Canada, in the world, have a prerequisite, and most of the prerequisite is surrounded around finishing high school as a basic requirement. So not finishing high school is going to be very tough. The only thing I can suggest is the fact that the person is a trade person. If they can get a qualification from heart, be it short-term or not, and they're able to fulfill whatever prerequisite of a trade program in Canada, then they can definitely use that prerequisite and then get into a college in Canada to do trade. But without that prerequisite, then it might be a challenge, right? Now, any program, any college at all would need some form of prior qualification in order to be admitted to that particular program. So to answer that question, the issue would not necessarily be around IRCC and getting the visa, but the issue would be actually getting into a college to make sure that that person fit a prerequisite of the program they're applying for. Right? So Care Bear says, Natasha, people with masters usually do 2 different postgrad certificates to be able to qualify for the 3-year PGWP or the express entry route directly for direct PR. That's a good point. That's a very good point, actually. Care Bear says, thanks, Stems. Thanks, Stems. Thanks, Care Bear. And Colleen says, Natasha, in addition to what Care Bear said, you can also look at the Atlantic Immigration Program. Look at Colleen advertising our province. Colleen, everybody over here is coming to Alberta. Now, with that being said, Colleen says, you can also look at the Atlantic Immigration Program, which is a direct pathway to PR with a job offer and more affordable than express entry. I'm telling you guys, there's so many different pathways right now that trumps express entry and make the PR application process so much easier. The Atlantic Pilot Program is one of those. As you guys see, Colleen is just saying that as long as you get a job offer, then that can be your pathway to permanent residency. And if you guys don't know what the Atlantic provinces are, there are New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and Labrador, and Prince Edward Islands. And they're called the Atlantic provinces because they are surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. Again, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, and Prince Edward Islands. Those are considered to be the Atlantic provinces. Guys, smash a like on the live. Natasha says, thanks you, Colleen. Monique says, hi, good night. How are you all doing? Good night, good night, good night, Monique. Welcome. It's not just my province, though. I know I just cleared that up. I'm just messing with you, Colleen. It's all good. Yeah, guys, keep those questions coming in. Keep those questions coming in. We're going to try and go for at least an hour tonight. I need you guys to smash that like button. Even if you're here for a couple of minutes, just smash the like button. Share the live so that other persons can see that we're live and become a part of the conversation. Getting a job offer is a big issue, and isn't that true? Now with the, I would say, the increase in demand of persons to work in Canada, it has actually created a scarcity, because what used to happen is employers couldn't find persons to fill these positions. Now most employers are getting hundreds of resumes, and now they can pick, choose, and refuse, right? So it's simply because there are so many programs and people just want to get in. But there are still possibilities, but I'm not gonna lie, getting that job offer is very tough. Finding an employer who is willing to go the extra mile for you is very, very, very tough. But it is possible. That's what I would say. And choose where you go very wisely. Choose where you go very wisely. Because some places are much harder than others, right? But it's very tough regardless of where you are in Canada. Proper preparation, guys. 5 P's. Proper preparation prevent poor performance. So you want to make sure that you're prepared adequately. All right. How can I get in touch with you all? Is that for me, Monique? I'm not sure, but I thought you know how to get in touch with me already. But probably it's for somebody else in the chat. Getting a job offer is very hard. Depends on the job. There is demand for educators. So if you're watching this, and you are an educator, Colleen is in Newfoundland and Labrador. She's saying that there's a high demand for educators. So if you're a teacher, if you have any background in teaching, 100%, you can definitely reach out to her. Now, here's the thing, guys. Let's just say this. Now, if it is that you want to connect with me, you can definitely follow me on Instagram, the Andersons Originals. Follow me on TikTok, the Andersons. Follow us on Facebook, the Andersons. Email is in the video description, and most importantly, you guys can book a time. Now you can book a time directly in my calendar. It's called Calendly. Now we have different services that we offer, from resume writing to one-on-one to career coaching to many different one-on-ones that you can book, and we can definitely talk about it. I'm gonna share a link in the video as we speak right now. Actually, as Monique is saying that she's not able to see it, I'm gonna share a link for the Calendly, and I'm also gonna share my email as well for persons who want to reach out. Right now, what I would like to say, guys, is that we're not immigration consultants, you know that, but we have been through the process, and we'll be happy to help you guys with your process in terms of providing tips, guidelines, everything that we did, exactly how we do it. We can tell you how we do it, and hopefully that is gonna make you guys successful. Now, there's no one other than IRCC who can guarantee your approval for visa, study permit, work permit. Doesn't matter the thing. No consultant, no YouTube, and nothing. So it's up to you to make sure that you put your best possible application together, and then ultimately giving yourself the best chance of success, right? Now, for study permit, work permit, visitors visa, and stuff like that, guys, this is something that you can do on your own. All you need is just the right information to just make sure that it's done properly. You do not need a consultant unless you are, unless you don't have a straightforward application. If you have a straightforward application, then you are good to go. But if you don't have a straightforward application, then getting a consultant might be best, right? I'm looking for the link right now. I'm going to be sharing it right in the chat box. This is for the Calendly. If you guys want to book a time, I'd appreciate it so much. I'd appreciate it so much, guys. And that's another way you can support us, right? Because every time you do it, we get a kickback as well. Hold on, guys. I'm still searching for the link. Yeah, so as I said, that's definitely the best way to connect with us, because what you do, you reserve a time. you reserve a time, and then that time is reserved specifically for you. And throughout those sessions, we things that we don't usually say on YouTube, that we can't share on YouTube, quote unquote, we share 100% throughout those meetings as well. Okay. Found it. I found it. Alright, so that's the link for the Calendly. And this is my email. Yes, Monique, there is a small fee. What I used to do it for free, but then it got so overwhelming that I decided to just charge. Whatever we charge is so, sorry, that's the wrong email, guys. That's the wrong email. Whatever we charge though it's not a large fee. And it's just to make sure that we, you know, we are separating who is serious from who is not really serious. Because when we used to do it for free, we used to like reserve our time, and so many persons were not very serious. So this is a way to just also kind of decipher who is serious about their journey and who is not really, who is just like hopeful kind of thing. So there is definitely a small fee. Each service has its own fee. It depends on the complexity, of course. We do letter of explanation as well. Okay, so that's all pinned. That's all pinned, guys. You know what? Since I'm sharing, let me just share my Instagram as well. And you guys go and give us a follow. Yeah. So, yeah, let's go back to the chat. Thank you guys for being patient while I figure that out. Kirby says, Colleen, if I remember, technical difficulty, guys, let's figure that out. Of course, it would not be DEMS if this didn't happen. Okay, so where am I? So Colin says, I remember your life correctly. I think you have a teen. Is he enjoying it? I was looking at the Atlantic provinces, but I don't want my daughter complaining about boredom every minute. Let me just say that Canada, anywhere you go, Canada is very boring. Canada is a very boring country. And unless you go to like Toronto or one of them places there where you actually pay for entertainment because it's so expensive there, but at least you'd have fun, right? Natasha says, how can I contact Colleen? I am an educator for 15 years. My master's is in education, planning, and policy. That's perfect. Colleen, drop your Instagram for all the persons who might want to reach out to you and find out a little bit more about the Atlantic Pilot Program, because that's how you came. If you guys don't know, Colleen did a live and she shared a bit about that program already on this channel. But if you want a one-on-one, you can probably connect with her on her Instagram, and I'm sure she'll be happy to share with you guys, alright? Kirby says, well, Natasha girl, you get through already. Don't worry about it no more. Ashley says, thank you so much, Dems. I will email you. Colin says, I do have a teen and he's enjoying it here. Not bored at all. The kids and people in general are very friendly too, so it's pretty easy to make friends. Thanks a lot, Colleen. Careful, Dems. Yeah, I'm just knocking over everything, right? Yeah, definitely. So with that being said, it really depends on where you want to go. Your success in Canada is dependent on where you go. I cannot emphasize that enough. Guys, please do not be drawn to the attractive places. The attractive places are the places where it's toughest. I know that's all you know in terms of like Toronto, Vancouver. When you're not in Canada, these are the attractive places. But these are the expensive places, and these are the places that housing are almost non-existent. So please choose where you go very wisely. Alright, guys? I really, really implore you, and I really, really beg you guys. I am begging you guys to do that, because you're gonna end up in a situation where you might find it so tough and overwhelming. But that's just one part of Canada. There's so many different places in Canada. explore them. Explore. Canada is the second largest country in the world. Second largest country in the world. It's so big. There's so many places you can go. Do not resort to just one particular city. Explore. Is it hard to get the... Let me get that question. Is it hard to get the tier jobs that will get you PR? The good thing is that almost every job is ranked in a tier right now. From tier 0 to tier 4, almost everything is ranked. It depends on the province that you are though, and it depends on the program. To get PR is relative because there's so many different options to get PR, right? So you have to look on what province and what program you're going through, and then each tier job would fit in a specific program kind of thing. So it's not one broad brush. It depends on the PR program that you're looking into. It depends on the province. It depends on all of those factors. All right, guys? Good night, all. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Guys, as soon as you come into the live, I want you guys to just do a couple things for me. First thing I want you guys to do is to smash that like button. Literally only take a second. The other thing I want you guys to do is, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel. The other thing I want you guys to do is to hit that share button. Really helps me out. And the other thing I want you guys to do is to communicate in the chat. Don't be a silent watcher, right? Let's overflow the chat, man. Let keep the chats coming in. Keep the chats coming in, right? So let's just drop a question. Now the topic is, if are you too old to study in Canada? And I did say that there is that's not the case unless you're in your 70s and 80s, probably 90s. Then it become a little bit out of your reach. But if you're in your 50s, 40s, late 30s, studying in Canada is very possible. All right. And again, it's still regarded as one of the surest pathways to migrate to Canada. So if it is that your goal is permanent residency, I know study permit and the study permit application process can be very tough. Can be very, very tough. Very expensive as well. However, it is one of the surest pathways to permanent residency. Jeffrey says, looking to go the study route, Sir Andy. As I said, I encourage anyone, as long as you can put a couple dollars together and you can make it work, study permit is one of the best options. Them's I drop word for no. I promise you I'm not dropping word on anybody. I'm just talking the facts, right? As long as you can match up a couple things together, short-term pain, long-term gain is an investment. Look at it as an investment in yourself, as an investment in your future, and this investment can definitely change. True, I got to study after age 50. Guys, smash a like on the video. Brenda, thank you for sharing that, because I was telling persons on the live that, you know what, I know somebody who got approved for the study permit at 60 years old, and many persons who have gotten approved in their 50s, 40s, late 30s, etc, etc. But now you are in your 50s and you have just given confirmation that you have gotten your study permit in your 50s. So now people can definitely understand that what I am saying is not lying. It's 100% possible, guys. 100% possible. What about someone in their 50s got in a college in Alberta? Can that person get PR there? 100%. Because as I said, Monique, PR is no longer just express entry where you get points, where you're given points based on a number of factors, including your age. PR is so multifaceted now. There are so many different programs that you can become permanent resident. And a lot of the programs are surrounded around provincial nomination. And most provinces, provincial nominations eligibility for provincial nomination are based on the fact that you have studied and work in a province. That's it. For at least 1 year, and in some province for at least 6 months. So 100%, you are definitely eligible for permanent residency one way or the other. Definitely. Because nobody, as I said, no one wants to go back to school. It's really just to get PR, right? On my way for winter 2024, them's not your way though. Unfortunately, still on waiting list for the college I applied for in Alberta, but I'm off to University of Manitoba winter 2024. Big congrats to you as well. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as I get a foot in the door, right? That's all you need, just a foot in the door. and then the rest is history. But what I would like to say is that when you're done school, consider moving to Alberta, right? Sent you message on IG now. Okay, Lanra, look at it as soon as we're done here, my friend. Good night, guys. Bernadette, good night. It's so good to see your name popping up. I'm so happy to see your name, Bernadette. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you being here, and welcome. Smash a like on the live as soon as you guys come in. Definitely, Dems, that's the plan. I hope to hear back from you. As soon as I see a message, man, I'll definitely link up. Definitely, Dems, that's the plan, as I read that one. Right, so, you guys can see 50-year-old in their 50s can get their study permit approved. 40s. So if you guys are in that position and you are feeling a little bit doubtful and feeling like this is not possible, you guys can definitely see that it is possible. 100% it is possible for you to get your study permit in your 50s and even in your 60s, 40s and 30s. It's 100% possible. In Canada, age is just a number. It's not like the Caribbean and other parts of the world where your age is, you're judged by your age. That's not the case. It's not the case. I can promise you that's not the case. All right. Money says, I want to go back to study. Believe that we have to study continually because things are constantly changing. Exactly. Things are constantly changing. And furthermore, it's an opportunity to become a permanent resident of Canada, right? So ultimately, that's one of, oh, look who came to join me. Whoa, look who came and joined me. Look who came and joined me. Whoa. You want to say hi? Just waking up? Just waking up? Thanks for this live, Dems. It's so informative. Thank you guys for being here. Shanice Richard says, based on the IRCC, the amount needed to study is 26G. If the applicant has 22G, I'm sorry, where did you see that 26G on IRCC's website? That's not the case. The amount that you need is 12,000 living expenses plus 1 year's tuition. So on the IRCC website, the amount you need for settlement funds is 12,000 Canadian dollars, or on average, although you're not going to show the dead 12,000, and you're at least 1 year school fee. That's all you need to show. You don't need to show 26,000. I'm not sure where that figure came from, but it might have changed because immigration is always changing as well, right? So if it is that's the case, I'll go and fact check it, but I'd want you to also fact check it because settlement funds is really regarded as 12,000 Canadian dollars for 1 year plus 1 year's tuition fee. Hi, Malia. Auntie Colleen is saying hi. Auntie Colleen is saying, oh, look at that smirk. Look at that smirk. You want to go to Mama? You want to go to Mommy? Okay, go to Mommy. All right. Say hi to sister for me, all right? Okay? All right. I would send you an email. Thank you. Okay, I have to run. Have to put my son to bed. Okay, have a good night, Monique. Definitely. How long does it take to write the SOP? I usually ask for a 2-week window. Because your statement of purpose or your letter of explanation is the single most important document in your study permit application. I do not want to rush it, and I do not want to give you a generic letter, right? So I usually ask for a 2-week window. So guys, please, if you want me to help write your letter of explanation, please give yourself enough time. Do not send it to me today and expect it tomorrow. I do work full-time, and I do have other things dealing with as well, so I usually ask for 2 weeks, and I think that's fair. If we make a booking, I think I answer that. Yeah, 2 weeks, definitely. You might get it before, but not after, right? Typically, it takes me like a week or less, but I like to give myself that cushion because, yeah, I want to buckle on and focus on the letter and make it personal. And I'd like to say, guys, that we do have a lot of success, right? We probably have 9 out of 10 success, and I'm not just saying that. Most of the persons who have assisted with their letter of explanation for their study permit, they do tend to get approved, and we're not just saying that. And I'm not just saying that to be conceited. I'm saying it to say that we understand the process. We have gone through the process. We know exactly what IRCC is looking for, and we try to just do our best to put it forward, and definitely seems to work. Do it. Bless up, bro. My bro them seems like I'm late. Big up, bro. I haven't spoken to you guys in such a long time. Oh, I haven't spoken to you guys in such a long time. It's been definitely a busy couple of weeks. Excuse me just a second, guys. Let me give Malia something. Have kids, they say it'll be fun. Just says, trust me, Dems. If I can survive with the type of job I'm doing with the very skeleton staff I have, character building and lots of patience for when I come to Canada. Definitely, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. And of course, give yourself time to transition. If it is that you're new to Canada, if you're on the live right now and you're new to Canada, understand that it is a process. When you just land, it can be very tough. Transitioning to a new society, unlearning everything that you have known already, relearning everything, adjusting to the weather, adjusting to the culture, different food, different language for some persons. Everything is different. Give yourself time to transition and be okay with it. It can be tough. And transition usually, I think the first year is really the transitional phase. However, once you pass that phase is when you start to see the value of being in Canada and living in Canada and raising a family in Canada. So if you come and you realize that it starts rough, give yourself time. It will get easier, especially as an international student, when you don't have that burden of having to go to school and do assignments and quizzes and exams and stuff, and you can just focus on living and working some money. You'll see the true value, and then you start to make back some of the money that you had invested in yourself. I promise you guys, don't give up on your dream, don't give up on your goals, and don't make nobody dissuade you neither. Oh, don't come to Canada. Canada is going through a crisis. We must be in different countries. we must be in different countries. It's now 8:15 p.m. It's not. Guys, sorry, this thing keep falling, man. It's now 8:15 p.m. at night. If you're looking outside and you see sunshine, that's right, that's Alberta for you. But at the end of the day, it's getting darker a lot earlier now because winter is coming. Before, a couple weeks ago, it would have gotten dark probably 11 o'clock at night. Now it's getting dark at 9 o'clock, so winter is coming. It's now 10:16 in the Bahamas. So the Bahamas and Jamaica is on the same time zone. Definitely. We need to have a one-on-one chat, them. Definitely. I dropped the calendar link that's pinned to this live right now. If you guys want to have a one-on-one, just click on that link right there, and it allows you to schedule a time in my calendar, and we can chat for an hour about whatever you want to talk about. If you want to talk about study, work, whatever, everything I know, I will teach you. I will tell you. I will give it to you throughout that session, all right? So if you want to book a time, click on that calendar link right, that's in the pin chat right there, and you guys can definitely schedule a time, and we can do it, right? Bro, I think you are doing well. Keep this up, please. Romain Walker. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. 1917 in Jamaica. Almost midnight in Jamaica, man. I watch you over and over. Enough respect. I appreciate it so much. And you know what? Like, especially in my profession as a banker right now, there's so many persons who I'm starting to meet on a daily basis who have told me that they have been watching the channel from back in their home country. A lot of Indians, a lot of Sri Lankans, a lot of Filipinos. Enough respect, guys. Thank you guys so much. You guys, you're you know, I'm really humbled by the community that we have built, and I'm just happy that we have decided to share our journey so that other persons can benefit. And I really hope that it's adding value. I really hope that it's adding value to many persons' lives, and you know, we are showing you guys that it's possible. I am a regular youth who came from Spanish Town, Jamaica, grew up in one of the most volatile communities, didn't know how I would have made it out. I'd never have anybody in Canada. I always hear about work and travel program. I always hear about school and about studying overseas and stuff like that. But first things first, I didn't think that would be possible for me. I didn't even have a passport, guys. You know my journey. I didn't even think it was necessary to get a passport because I don't even see how I would have made it to big foreign, to small foreign, let alone big foreign, right? So with that being said, I am here as a testimony. I am here as testament that you guys can do it too. This was just a dream, guys. As a matter of fact, this was, before this was even a dream, this was a fantasy. This was something that we hoped for. This is something that we you know, that we fantasize about, because this is something that we wish we'd have and like, but it just never seemed possible. And we kept going, and even throughout the process, guys, we kept waiting for things to happen to just bring us back to reality, to say, boy, it's not gonna work out. But then we kept going, and then we keep going to the other stage, and we keep going to the other stage, and then we realize that we're at the final stage, and then we got our approval, and then we end up leaving Jamaica. And then, guys, listen, you can do it too. You can do it too. 100% you can do it too. Right? You can do it too. Okay. Where am I? Saint versus Nate. Saint versus Nate. Is one better than the other? All right, that's a very good question. Now, this is a debate that is always around Alberta. Not just in terms of which college Nate or Saint is better, but which city is better, Calgary or Edmonton. Right? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm more for Edmonton, so I'm gonna be biased and say Nate. However, Saint is also a good school. Now, Saint is located in Calgary, which is the largest city in Alberta, in case you don't know. And Nate is located in Edmonton, which is the capital of Alberta. So there's no real loss, right? So it all comes down back to your own preference in terms of what city do you want to live in. The fees are pretty much the same as well, and the program availability is pretty much the same as well. So it comes down back to what city. Everything is a competition between Calgary and Edmonton. There's two hockey teams. You have the Edmonton Oilers, you have the Calgary Flames, and it's a big rivalry. So it's the same thing with the schools. But I'm more for Nate because I'm more for Edmonton, right? But that's just me being biased. Shanchester, do you mind sharing which college as you waitlisted in Alberta? Okay, I'd start that one. Natasha says, Dems, what I noticed, many of the persons making videos about don't come to Canada, months later, they are showing their new house or houses. So I think they are selfish. Why are they still there if it's so hard? That is just how it is. No, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I just came to Canada in 2019, things were a lot cheaper than it is right now. But so as everywhere else in the world, I mean, inflation, cost of living is through the roof. COVID happened, and because of COVID, there's a lot of economies that hasn't fully recovered, including Canada. Now, with that being said, is Canada crisis level? Absolutely not. Now, I think it's just some spoiled persons who used to getting everything that they want, and they don't want anybody else to have a better shot at improving their life. Now, listen, I know persons who come to Canada this year, and this is the best decision that they have made for themselves. They have told me that. So many people, so many different parts of Canada. So I don't know who these people are, and I don't really want to know. But what I can tell you is that I am a real person, sitting in front of you all real persons as well. And I'm looking in the camera and I'm telling you guys that one of the best decisions you can make for yourself or for your family is to come to Canada. Okay, moving on. I sent you an email. Thank you so much. I'll get to it and I'll respond as soon as I can, all right? Ramon Waka says, you are informative. Thank you. Red Deer Polytechnic. That's the school Shan has applied for. Natasha, I was just telling my mom the same thing. They're saying it's terrible, but not leaving. Ah, boy. They ain't going nowhere. I can promise you, they ain't going nowhere. Guys, we have almost 60 of you guys here, but we only have 35 likes. If you're that person, please just smash that like button. Communicate in the chat, guys. If you have a question that you want me to answer, throw it in the chat box, because oftentimes other persons have the same questions as well and they want to know the answers. I'll try to answer to the best of my knowledge and experience, even though, you know, I'm not a consultant or whatever. I got through the process, so I think I even know more than someone in consultant actually. Okay, Ramon says, you open a lot of our eyes, trust me. Sue says, why are you more for Edmonton and Calgary? Just wondering. Calgary is just more congested and a bit more chaotic. Edmonton is a big city, but you can get that small city vibe in the subdivisions located around the city, and there's not much traffic. So for that, coming from Grande Prairie, where I've been culturalized into this country kind of lifestyle, Edmonton is more adaptable. Been to Calgary, absolutely loved it, but it's one of those places that it's better to visit than to live, because I cannot imagine dealing with that traffic every day, and I cannot imagine dealing with that congestion and just chaos every single day. So because of that, I prefer Edmonton. The very same things that's in Calgary is in Edmonton, and as I said, Edmonton is the capital, so there is more services available in, well, let me not say that, because there are things available in Calgary that's not in Edmonton also, but I feel more at home in Edmonton than at Calgary. Natasha said, exactly. You know of any college that have accommodation on campus that allows for family or at least student with a child? Yes, I do. Now, Western Polytechnic, they do have family residence as well. They do have family residence where you can come with your entire family. It's 4 bedrooms and, well, is it 4? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, 4 bedroom, kitchen, living room, and bathroom. Now, Western Polytechnic, that's where I went, and they do have family residence. But what I can tell you that family residence fill up very quickly. So if it's your goal to get family residence, you have to jump at it as soon as possible. Jeffrey says, I'm in this supply chain management field and would like to pursue a course along that line. That's a very good course to do, especially because you're in the field already. That's it. Open shut case. Okay, thanks for answering them. How do you feel about soft landing? Tracy and Gray. So Tracy, soft landing is really dependent on the person. If you can afford to do a soft landing, go for it. Get to know your surrounding a little bit more before you actually land, and then you go back home, finish up your affairs, and then come back. There's actually value in that. But I don't think it's absolutely necessary unless you want to, because like you have to adjust one way or the other. And even if you do a soft landing, you're not gonna know everything that you need to know anyways, and you're still gonna have to actually do another landing. So what I would like to say is, it's not necessary, but if you want to do it, it's also not a problem. That's what I would say with that. I didn't have any money to do any soft landing, so I was just thrown out in the ocean, sink or swim, and many other persons are in the same category as well. So soft landing is really individualized based on the individual, right? The H sister says, can you get a job in any province as a visitor in Toronto? I know it's not easy to convert, but why focus on committed search one? Sorry, let's read that again. I'm trying to understand. Can you get a job offer in any province as a visitor in Toronto? I know it's not easy to convert, but with focus on commitment and committed search, one can get a job offer. I think so too. I think as long as you're disciplined and you are like determined, you can find that job offer. However, it depends on where you get the job offer. A lot of, like, once you're in Canada already, what I've found is that the employers value the fact that you can go to them personally. Now, if you're in Toronto already and you're applying for jobs in other provinces, it's no different than if you're in Jamaica, for example, and applying for jobs in that province. The employers are still not able to meet you face to face. So that might be a challenge. Being able to meet you face to face is what employers value and strive on. So I would say that definitely, if it's possible to meet these employers face to face, go for it that way. Okay. Gabriel says, Gareth, I have seen that supply chain management is in high demand for employers. You would do well. As I said, it's a very good course, it's a very good program, it's a very good field to go in. It's like the bottom people. Hit the like button, people. 60 on the chat and 40. Oh, hit the like button. Yeah, exactly. 60 persons, 40 likes. Don't be that person. Smash that like button. Real life saw the video. All right. Thanks for answering. No problem. Thanks, Care Bear. Care Bear says, Dems, did a live with someone in BC who is in supply chain. You can look it up. Absolutely. I've done so many lives. I've done so many videos. Sometimes I don't remember them all. But I try to cover the topics that I think you guys would want to know, that I think would be beneficial to a lot of you persons watching the video. Now, again, just a reminder, the topic of the video is, are you too old to study in Canada? And we have established that. There's no age limit. There's no age factor. 50s, 60s-year-old, and I have known person in this age group that I've gotten through. We had somebody on the live that just said that, hey, they're in their 50s and they were approved for their study permit to study in Canada. I know quite a few 40 years old and late 30s. So don't feel depressed, don't feel old, don't feel like you can't achieve that as well. It's definitely there for you to achieve, all right? 100%. Thanks for the advice. Guys, if you're here and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps me out. And smash a like and share the live if you can. I would really, really, really appreciate it, guys. Okay, let me just pop this right here. Awesome. And also, guys, don't hesitate to follow us on Instagram, DiAndersons Originals, TikTok DiAndersons, Facebook DiAndersons, of course YouTube DiAndersons, and most importantly, if you guys look in the chat box, there's a pin chat, and it's for our Calendly. If you want to book a one-on-one session, guys, this is where if you don't want to talk to me, you can also talk to Nats as well, where we share on a one-on-one basis exactly what we did. Now, if you guys are new here, guys, this is how our process started. I did my study permit first from Jamaica. When I was approved, I applied for Nats and MALIKA'S visas. I applied for a spousal open work permit for Nats. If you guys don't know who Nats is, that's my wife. And then we applied for a visitor visa for our daughter, Malika, who was 2 years old at the time. We came to Canada. We did our thing. Done school, 2-year program. I did a diploma in business administration. I've never gone to college. I've never gone to college before in Jamaica. Never, ever, ever, ever. I just did high school in Jamaica. I did a 2-year diploma program in Jamaica. Finished school. After finishing school, I applied for my post-graduation work permit on my own. After applying and getting through, I applied for Nats, who's my wife, open work permit extension, and also MALIKA'S visitors record extension, all on our own. After doing that, we applied for permanent residency through the TR to PR program, which was a program that the government of Canada came out with to give international students a chance to permanent residency. However, that program was taking too long, and if I was still waiting on that program, I still would not have gotten through. So we have decided to, even though we have applied for that program, we have gone ahead and applied for the provincial nomination through Alberta opportunity stream, and that's how we became permanent resident of Canada, and we did all of that on our own. Just give me 1 second, guys. Yes, guys. We did our permanent residence application on our own, both the TR to PR and also the provincial nomination on our own. Now, doing our processes on our own, it has taught us a lot of experiences, and that is the experience that we use to share with a lot of persons. And we find that most persons who share our journey with are also successful, and they're also in Canada. That's all I'd say. I've subscribed on my 3rd device. What more you want? On your 4th device, that's what I want. Get another device and subscribe again. That's what I want. What about environment management courses in high demand? I'm not too sure about that program, to be honest. I'm not too sure about that program. Dems, I'm just joining. I'm interested to do the PSW, personal support worker in Calgary. A good province for that. Absolutely. Anywhere in Canada is a good province for that. Personal support worker are one of the program are one of the fields that's very much in high demand in Canada right now. My wife is also a chef and as um my wife is also a chef and as a cook, two position as they call it in Canada. Okay. The Sunbury Life says we're ready to relocate. And Sue says, I was in banking for over 25 years, but I feel the call to do psychology or counseling or social work. Is that a viable course to study in Canada? Yes, it is. Social works, psychology, anything in that field, you would not have any issues getting a job in Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, or British Columbia. I can say that with absolute certainty. Now, I am in banking also, guys, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that as well. Now, in case you guys are wondering if moving to Canada is for you or not for you, that's a decision that you would have to make for yourself. But ultimately, I can just share my journey. And my journey is simply this, guys. I was in Jamaica and I was trying my best to get into the banking industry. I've sent out countless resumes from many, many banks, and I've not been able to even get a teller job in Jamaica. Now, one of the banks were able to give me a teller job. I was pretty confident that I can do it. I've worked in insurance company before for over like a long number of years. I've worked in microfinance, different things like that. But because of that, I developed a love for the financial industry, and then I wanted to work in a bank. But of course, as I said, I wasn't bachelor certified as what they require in Jamaica to become a teller, which I still don't understand. Why do I need a bachelor's to collect people money and deposit it? But anyways, with that being said, I've never worked in a bank in Jamaica. Came to Canada, guys, and I've been in Canada September 2019. This September makes it exactly 4 years since I am in Canada. And throughout that 4 years, I've not only became a bank teller by breaking into the banking industry, but I was a part-time teller, full-time teller, senior teller, manager of customer experience in one of the largest banks, and now I'm a senior financial advisor. So within 4 years, I've held, I said, 2.5 upper management senior positions in two top banks in just 4 years. Just 4 years. Now, I am not just a financial advisor, I am a senior financial advisor, which means that I am what you call a level 8, which is just beneath the branch manager. And at the other bank that I used to work, I was the manager of the entire front line. And I'm saying that to say, guys, dreams do come true. Dreams do come true, because being in Jamaica for, at the time, 29 years. I left Jamaica when I was 29 years old. I am now 34 years old. Sorry, I left Jamaica when I was 30 years old. I submitted my application at 29, got approved at 30. I don't even know, but now I'm 34 years old. Left Jamaica 29, 30, one of the whatever I was at that time, without even having a single banking experience. Coming to Canada 4 years, and I'm able to accomplish so much in my career as a banker, and I've not been able to accomplish that in Jamaica. So with that being said, if you don't see the value in moving to Canada, I cannot make you see the value. Now, I could still be in Jamaica wondering if it makes sense to move or not. I could still be there watching these people on YouTube, TikTok, all over the place talking about how bad it is. But I decided to make a choice. And at the time, making that choice was very tough. Making that choice was not something that was easy, because we didn't know what the future held. We had given up our safety net of our routine. Even though Jamaica is not perfect, it's what we know. So we had given up that safety net. We have given it up totally to come into a land that is unknown, without knowing what's going to be the outcome. And also with not even much money, and not even any support at all. And we made that choice, we made that decision, and then we decided, you know what, we're going to do it. And within 4 years, we are able to accomplish a lot, not just in our career-wise, but as individuals. We have learned so much, we have grown so much. And I believe that if we're still in Jamaica, the most that would have happened is that we would have been in the same position. that we were in. Now, with that being said, guys, it depends on your mindset. It depends on what you want. Nobody can tell you to do it. Nobody can force you to do it, and nobody can determine the outcome. Nobody can determine and tell you that it's gonna be better or it's gonna be worse. But with the right mindset, the right planning, the right preparation, I'm pretty confident that it will also be beneficial to you guys as well. To make the switch 100%. Now, the biggest reason for us to do this was Malika, our daughter, non-verbal, autistic, 100% dependent. I could not picture growing her in Jamaica. That's just the truth. Because even at that early age, we tried to get her into programs, and most of the programs that they have a wait list of over a year, wait list of close to 2 years. Early stimulation, you're telling me that I have to wait like 18 months to get on an early stimulation, and I'm like, it's not gonna work. So she was our why, she was our who. That's why we did it, right? 100%. And we're getting the programs that is tailored to her. She's now in school, as you guys know. She's now in school, and she's in like public school with neurotypical kids. In Jamaica, as bad as it sounds, we'd have to send her to a handicapped school because the schools in Jamaica is not equipped to deal with kids with special needs. So the fact that we can get her integrated into a public school, it's a win for us, right? That's something that we definitely are grateful for, and like, we reminisce all the time, and we're like, yo, if we're still in Jamaica, the fact that she's non-verbal, the fact that she still wear diaper, the fact that somebody has to take care of her throughout the daytime, there's no way we could send her to a public primary school or prep school or whatever. It doesn't matter how much money you have. There's no way we could send her to a school like that in Jamaica. We'd have to send her to a special needs school, and then she'll be stigmatized against. And guys, I'm telling you, it depends on why you want to make this move. It depends on why. It depends on if you have to look on your own future. You have to look on your own even present situation and determine why you want to do this. Why you want to start over in life. Why you want to start over? Before I started working in a bank, before I became a bank manager and senior financial advisor, I was delivering pizza. I was a pizza delivery guy. I tell you guys this all the time. A part of my journey, when I just started in Canada, I was driving up and down delivering pizza in a buggy. That's how I started my journey, right? Many persons see us now and they feel like we don't understand the struggles, but we do understand it because we've been through it. We've been through it, guys. We've been through it. I've left school 5 o'clock in the evening, starting delivering pizza at 5:15 in the evening, all the way up to 2 a.m. in the morning to go back to school at 8:30 in the morning. I've done it. I've done it. But it's all about sacrifice, because I tell you guys that the initial part of your journey is not going to be easy. The initial part of your journey is going to be tough, but you have to lay the foundation. The foundation is what you're going to rely on, right? And even though sometimes, like last week was a very stressful week for me at work, and it had me questioning a lot of things like, yo, I don't like banking anymore. I want to get out of banking. I want to do something else. I want to do what I love. Kind of things like that. And what caused me to be grounded again was remembering when this was all I wanted. Not necessarily working in a bank, but like being in Canada, living in Canada, and even working in Canada, because back in Jamaica, it doesn't matter. If it was even to scrub dirt off the wall in Canada, I would have been so grateful. Right? I would have been so grateful for just the opportunity to live and work and raise my family in Canada. And I find myself kind of like complaining somewhat, like because of little stress. And I'm like, what am I doing? Because there's so many persons in the world that wants this opportunity. The least we can do is to be grateful. Constantly be grateful, and just let other people know that, yo, this is our journey, this is our story, and you can do it too, right? You can do it too, because there's no real difference between you and I. Like, we're in many different countries on the live right now. Many of you guys are in Africa. I see Nigeria. Big up yourself, by the way. I see Bahamas, Barbados. I know a lot of Trinidadians are here. Of course, a lot of Jamaicans, persons here in Canada. So many persons are here, right? However, with that being said, we're all the same person, which is just a regular middle class person who's just trying to make it in life. That's what we are. We're just trying to make it in life, if not for ourselves, for our children, and for our children's children. That's what we're trying to do. That's all we're trying to do. So at the end of the day, we're all connected by that common goal, by that common dream, by that common belief, 100%. So if I can do it, guys, if I can do it, and I'm telling you, I did it with zero support, and there wasn't even information on the internet about how to do it. If I can do it, you guys can do it too. I know I'm preaching, but I feel like it's very, very important to share that, especially in a time where persons are wondering if it makes sense. When there's so much negative publicity about moving to Canada, when so many persons are putting out this narrative that Canada is burning down and it's the worst place on earth. And I always say to those persons who are, and you know what is funny? Even some Jamaicans, some Caribbean persons I see talking about it, but they have been here for a while, so they're probably culturalized. They need to go and spend a day down in Tivoli. They need to go and spend a day down in Tel Aviv. They need to go and spend a day down in Rockford. They need to go and spend a day down a jungle, or around a Jewsland, or even around a Dela or Rivoli. They need to go and experience what a day is like in these communities when persons don't even know what they're going to give their kids to feed them to go to bed at night. How many of these persons complain enough to worry about giving them kids food at night? Not many. They don't understand that while Canada is definitely not as luxurious as it was, and I can agree with that, it's nothing compared to Jamaica. It's nothing compared to many other countries. They don't understand that, listen, at the end of the day, persons are working just for their daily bread in Jamaica. They're complaining, oh, I can't even take my family out for dinner. Oh, we can't even go and watch a movie if we want. Listen, that is not even on Jamaica, a lot of Jamaicans' list. It's just about being able to pay a light bill or pay your water bill or just to survive and just to live. Sometimes you go to work and you left work and it's just whatever you earn is just to go back to work. Literally, it's just to go back to work, right? So it's literally just to go back to work, guys, right? So they don't really understand. Anyways, enough preaching. How soon did you apply for your mother-in-law after you and Nats reached Canada? She came with us. She came with us while we were coming up. She came with us the same time. She had her visa already. I'm interested in either Saskatchewan, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, maybe Alberta too. I'm more for the rural areas. Good choices, man. Good choices. Dems, your story is such an inspiration. Blessings, Dems. You can give me some pointers on how to build credit history in Canada. I'll do a video on that actually. You can write a book sharing your story. That's actually a good idea. Adams, up to what age will Malika get access to those programs for free? All the years while she's in school. It's a part of the school program, so she will get access to all of those programs. Malika, come and say hi. Come and say hi, Malika. Come and say hi. Come and say hi. Whoa. Look at this girl. Who's this girl? Say hi. Say At least you gave them a little wave. At least you gave them a little wave today. Oh. Okay, come. Did you eat your knee? Come. Come. Yeah, she ate her knee. You want to come and say hi again? Greetings, everyone. Greetings, Tanisha. Lauren says, got to go now, Dems. It's 3:43 a.m. now. Expecting a response from you on IG. Bless up. Thank you for spending part of your morning with us. True word, Dems. IG. Oh, she said hi already. But come and say hi again. Come and say hi again. Of course, you guys can probably identify that my space has now become... Where's baby? Where's baby? Say hi, guys. Say hi. Look right here. Say hi. Wave and say hi. Wave and say hi. They all know you can talk, you know, so I don't know why you're acting shy. I don't know why you're acting shy. They all know that you can talk, Malia J. Yes, guys. So if you're here, we're gonna be wrapping up right now. But if you're here and you haven't liked the live already, guys, please just smash that like button. Really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Again, if you want to reach out to me on a one-on-one basis, you can check out the calendar link. It's pinned in the chat right up top right here. That allows you to book a one-on-one with me, and we can definitely, go into some of the deeper questions that you guys might have unfilteredly. All right. Thank you guys so much again for being here. We're almost going for an hour and a half. I think I'm going to end it right here. And I'll just share that note that it's possible. Don't give up, believe, and surround yourself with positive energy, because you're going to need it 100%. All right, guys? So I'm going to end it right here and see you guys in the next live or in the next video. All right? Have a good night, guys.